Hello everybody and welcome back once again. My name is Curtis Kaboom. Now, one of my favorite modern day horror movie actors just happens to be somebody who used to be in a lot of big time Hollywood summer blockbusters. That being Nicolas Cage. His absolutely insane acting just happens to fit very well with a lot of the indie movies that he's been starring in. And I gotta say, he's been shining a light on that genre pretty well, with even myself watching a lot of movies that I would have never even heard of if not for him. But this movie that I'm going to review today had a lot more spotlight because of a brilliant advertising campaign that was genuinely frightening. So, for today's movie, for Kurt-Tober, it is October 29th, 2025, and this is Longlegs. Longlegs is a 2025 thriller suspense movie starring Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage. Micah Monroe plays FBI agent Lee Harker, and if you'd like a quick recommendation on a horror movie that she was also in, go check out It Follows. Agent Harker is fresh out of the FBI Academy, but quickly gets put on a high-profile case chasing someone named the Longlegs Killer after it's discovered she has some slight psychic powers. And she quickly studies the case and makes a lot of breakthroughs pretty quickly. But this may not be because of her psychic powers. Now, in yesterday's video, I brought up that some people might not enjoy a movie with a slow burn. Well, this movie may just have the slowest burn of them all. You'll notice at the beginning of my review, I did not call this a horror movie. Yes, there are horror stuff and there are horror scenes, but this feels a lot more like a suspense or a thriller. But I'd like to add to the record that even though this is a very slow movie, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Everything was working together so well to just make me think that something was about to happen at any moment. The cinematography in this is so good. There's constantly long shots and wide angles that make you think that there's something out there. And every once in a while, there is. And the music does a great job of building the suspense as well. So, with creepy music, great atmosphere, off-putting acting, and a lot of talk about grisly murders, this movie did an amazing job of making me feel anxious almost the entire time. But there was no release for all that tension. I was just waiting for this movie to do something to make me just shit my pants. Why? Why did you not try and scare me better? It was literally like they just wanted to show you a bunch of creepy stuff and then just not scare you. If I can go back to my earlier Kurt-Tober videos, and with the analogy of they have every piece of the puzzle but they don't line up, no, this has every piece except for one, the scary. All of the advertising for this movie was built up that it is the scariest movie of all time. But I guess that's what every modern horror movie says in their trailers. But the other thing that the advertising brilliantly built up was Nicolas Cage's titular character, Longlegs. Now, I love Nicolas Cage so much, and this feels like Nicolas Cage dialed it to 11. He is incredibly weird and creepy and crazy in this movie, but I hate to say this, his character did not match the tone that the entire movie is going for. Yes, I just said that he was creepy, but at the same time, when this movie is building up so much tension, I had to release it somehow, and I just laughed every time I saw Nicolas Cage on screen. I think he did so awesome in this movie, but man, it is just hilarious. And I feel so bad for saying it like that, because you just know that he's not trying to be funny. You can tell they covered his face with like 10 pounds of makeup, but he just looks like Nicolas Cage got stung by 100 bees. Maybe this is actually secretly a sequel to The Wicker Man. So, what did I think of Longlegs? Well, I gotta say, this is absolutely the hardest movie for me to place on my tier list so far. This had the most good and the most potential of any movie I've seen so far. But that also means that it also had the most to let me down. This movie feels so slow, but it's never boring. So I feel like I have to just say, this is a maybe, and I hate that. I want to pick one or the other. Should people watch this, shouldn't they? And I feel like Nicolas Cage's performance is one of those ones that I'm gonna be stuck with in my head for the next 20 years. But I don't even understand if it was because it was brilliant or because I didn't like it. I'm sorry, I know that wasn't much of an answer on whether or not you should watch this movie, but that's all I got.